What's up, guys? Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! House, bringing you guys another deck profile. I'm really excited to be doing this deck. I've been working on this deck for a while now. I think it definitely is one of the top decks in this format. And here to start off, I run 3 Aluber, the Jester of Despia. I think his effect is very good. Of course, he searches, but that graveyard effect, wow, it puts this deck and this card specifically just over the top. Next, I run 2 Despian Tragedy. I think this is a good ratio. I see a lot of decks played at 3. It was played at 3 in the YCS tops. But when you see this card, especially in multiples in your hand, oh, you just even want to almost cut it. Ad libitum of Despia. It's the only big Despia monster I play. I was playing the Dramaturge, but I think Ad libitum is just more powerful in the grind game, more powerful in the combos. He's just way too good. Next, probably my favorite monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not gonna lie. His design is really cool. Not only that, he's a super poly on legs. The Fallen of Albaz is just, wow. The support they put around him has really skyrocketed this card into the meta. Next, of course, the Light Hex Shield Fusion. I do play Dragoon, so of course you have to play this card. Very redundant to draw. You hate seeing it in your hand, but that's how it goes. Wow. That's all I have to say. This card, incredible. Being able to fuse from the deck, it's just so many crazy interactions. For example, the Light Hex Shield Fusion, Necro World Banshee. The list goes on and on. Next, branded opening. Oof. I mean, it's essentially another copy of Branded Fusion. This card, along with Despian Tragedy in your hand, that's too much advantage. You're chain blocking, you're getting into follow-ups. Branded opening is so good. This is probably the card that'll maybe see some limitation on the ban list, but we'll see. I do only play 2 branded in red. It's searchable. It requires a little bit of setup, so definitely I would be wary of playing 3. Next, Foolish Burial. An honorary Despian card, I would say, in my opinion. It gets you into Branded Fusion. Same thing for Gold Sarcophagus. Another copy of Branded Fusion, essentially, if you open it. Next, of course, Heroes. Draw 2, special summon. Too good. And then, of course, the Enabler. Fusion Destiny. Does lock you out, so, of course, be mindful of when you activate it. And for a little bit of follow-up, helps you dodge hand traps, plays around the Fusion Destiny lock. Putting a Dark Claw on the field is, I know it's laughable, especially with Super Poly running around, but you'd be surprised how many decks you catch off guard putting up Dark Claw. Next, I mean, this is just a blowout card. Blowout card. You win the duel if you resolve this card. I mean, it gets rid of so many monsters. It can't be responded to. The infamous spell speed 4. It's just, wow. Next, to help fight through those hand traps, I do run 2 Crossout Designator. You could bump this up to 3. You could play it at 1. I do play 2 because I don't want to see it too often, and I really don't want to open multiples of it. Of course, one Called By. This card is way too good not to play in your main board. Definitely consider dropping a card if you're not playing this card. This is one of the sackiest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And to obviously assist, help going first, instant fusion. Puts up Millennium Eyes Restrict and helps you dodge a lot of those monster hand traps. Doesn't stop imperm, but of course helps you fight. Now getting into the hand traps, I do run 3 Ash. Not as turn stopping as it used to be, but still, of course, impactful, and it hits just about every deck. Same can be said for Infinite Permanence. If you time this right, hitting Crystron or Vert, you know, hitting those big choke points, then this card is solid. Don't waste it. Ghost Ogre, obviously very format dependent. Helps you stop a lot of the Brave shenanigans. So, and then last but not least, definitely not least, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. It's the DPE answer. It's the Scythe answer. It's the Mirror Match answer. The list goes on and on. Too good of a card. Next, we'll move on to the extra deck. I'm running only 2. Albion the Branded Dragon. 2 is enough. You don't want to see, you want to be able to put a lot of power in the extra deck, and clogging it with 3 of this is unnecessary. Speaking of that power, man, oh man, this card, wow. The wording is what lets it get cheesed out and use again on the next turn. This card is unreal. I only play 1 Lubellion. I usually shuffle him back with his own effect, so I found it kind of redundant to play 2. Definitely if the play gets stopped, that's when I really regret not playing 2. But for now, I am playing just the 1. For your branded and red targets, I play Masquerade and a Guardian Chimera, 1 each. Guardian Chimera is probably the only one I would bump up to 2. This is slept on, but I mean, Guardian Chimera, that drawing into hand traps, popping monsters, it's very powerful. I mentioned it earlier. This card is deadly. This card is deadly. Slept on card. Very deadly. Of course, we run the engine, so have to play Phoenix Enforcer. Dragoon. Ooh, this is kind of controversial, but been thinking about cutting this. Dropping the Light Hexial Fusion from my deck would make the deck more consistent. And Dragoon gets ran over, I mean, by just about anything. My Super Poly targets are Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, and Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. This will make a bit more sense once we go into the side deck, but I mean, this is a great lineup for your Super Poly targets. I do run 3, so I can't resolve that 3 times, because that is a blowout spell. Have to play Millennium Eyes Restrict. The deck is very fragile. Loses to a lot of cards like Valor and Ash, Ghost Bell. So this being able to protect and possibly turning it into a Dark Claw, I mean, oof, too much advantage. Last card, and of course, definitely not least by any means, a ban-worthy card in Predaplant Veta Anaconda. Follow up, putting up Mirror Jade, putting out DPE. Oh, this card definitely needs to see some sort of limitation, if not banning. Okay, and moving on to the side deck. I do run 3 Droll and Lockbird. The card is very good. Obviously not good enough to main, but it hits decks that search a lot. Those combo heavy decks. Next, I run 3 Token Collector. Obviously very format dependent. Nowadays, a lot of people are running tokens. So why not be able to disrupt on a different layer? This card also activates Engrave. So, come on. Next, I run 1 Necro World Banshee and 1 Zombie World. This interaction with Branded Fusion, being able to put up Zombie World, stopping Sword Soul before they even start, stopping Flow on the Reeds before they even start. Zombie World is ooh, too nasty. Banshee gets spammed out in this deck. Twin Twisters for back row removal. You have to respect the set 5 Eldritch. If not, they're going to skill drain you to death. Of course, more back row removal. Not in the form of a quick play spell. Another controversial take. I am thinking about swapping this for Cosmic Cyclone just to have that quick play interaction, but Lightning Storm is so versatile that it just hurts too much to cut. And last, and of course, definitely not least, this is the deadliest card I have in my side deck. This deals with decks that commit to the field. It deals with so much. Decks that play tokens, evenly matched in this format, is just blowout card on a different level. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the video. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! House. Flex a little bit with the tokens. Peace!